So I read this opinion piece this morning, and I must admit that nothing encapsulates all the problems that South Africa is experiencing more than this opinion piece. Now, the opinion piece, which featured in Propaganda 24, basically relates to South Africa's mining laws. Now, obviously, South Africa has a large amount of mineral wealth, and that mineral wealth should be enough to make this country the most prosperous country in Africa. But amazingly, we're not. And so it goes on to explain why. And it basically says that South Africa has a problem with electricity, and we used to mine our own coal, which we used for power locally, which made us competitive. South Africa used to mine a lot of its minerals and then manufacture those minerals. An example given is that we used to create 3,000 jobs for individuals who would cut diamonds that we mined and then export the cut polished diamonds. Now we have less than 300. There was further examples given of all the materials used for catalytic converters, chrome effectively, that we used to mine, create the catalytic converters, and then sell them abroad. With all of our chrome now going to China and many of our minerals going, to China, who then creates a lot of this stuff into cheap junk and then exports it to the rest of the world, including back to us. And so overall, it says that actually, if you look at South Africa's mineral wealth, whilst mining still occurs in the country, deindustrialization occurs on a rapid rate. Now, the problem that they then say is that the government attempts to say that they can save deindustrialization through effectively legislating. They're going to legislate the entire industry and regulate it into prosperity. And we see this time and time again, where the government basically says that everything's about labor relations. If we can legislate labor relations and make everything more regulatory, that somehow we'll have economic growth. And the article actually goes on to say, that's not how it works. In fact, when you put a regulatory burden on a business, there's a compliance cost attached to that. And that compliance cost means that that industry becomes uncompetitive. What you actually start to notice is that actually South Africa as an investment destination is like, it just doesn't exist. This means that ultimately South Africa just becomes like a pillaging pot. Come here, get the mineral resources and go somewhere else where the work's going to get done properly. And listening to the article itself, I had to agree with everything. South Africa is all of these things. And then I had to ask myself a question. How the hell do you fix this with our current government where none of these individuals know how to work their way out of a paper packet? I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comment section below.